Joumanna, these findings then clashing with President Trump's assessment of the attacks.
That's right. President Trump had claimed that they had totally obliterated some of those nuclear sites that they hit at over the weekend. But this latest report put out by the Pentagon itself, the Defense Intelligence Agency, suggesting that the blows didn't actually manage to administer the fatal blow that Trump had characterized. Instead, saying that at most it had set back the nuclear program by as much as 6 months. They didn't actually manage to severely cripple some of the core components of the program, especially those centrifuges that are embedded underground. Now, the White House were quick to retort. The press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, posting that the report was flat out wrong in a clear attempt to demean President Trump. The special advisor, special envoy, Steve Witkoff, took to Fox, and he also said that any characterizations that the mission didn't achieve its objective were completely preposterous. But the IAEA also weighed in. The Director General, Rafael Grossi, saying it is imperative that inspections resume as soon as possible, not only to determine the scale of the damage, but also to identify the whereabouts of that stockpile of the highly enriched uranium and where it may be right now.
Joumanna, what is the current state of that ceasefire between Israel and Iran as the debate continues around how much damage was actually caused to those nuclear facilities?
Well, the truce is holding up, and the region is breathing a sigh of relief after a lot of uncertainty about the status of the ceasefire this time yesterday morning. Israel have actually now lifted their wartime measures. Life seems to be returning back to normal over there. And yesterday, the Israeli Prime Minister gave a speech, and he said that the immediate threats from Iran's nuclear program and ballistic missiles had been eliminated. But his military chief did caution that the campaign against Iran is far from over. Similar in Iran, the process perhaps of rebuilding or reconstituting has begun. The Iranian president yesterday also gave remarks painting what had happened as a victory for Iran, so a bit of perhaps face-saving from their perspective. Overall, though, the death count over the past 12 days, 606 people were killed in Iran. And Israel Emergency Services has said that 28 people were killed, of which 4 happened in the very last hours before the ceasefire. So from this point onwards, perhaps the focus is going to shift to nuclear diplomacy and, of course, the status of that nuclear program and whether, indeed, the U.S. managed to inflict the damage that President Trump claims, because that is going to be crucial for where these discussions go from here.